Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
What have you seen from your guys up front? Obviously, a lot of new faces, 3 games. Seems like it's gone pretty well. But what are your kind of impressions of the unit and how they perform so far?
I think we're a unit that displays extreme poise, especially in situations like going into Texas Tech. Just that kind of environment with a new group. I feel like we were able to hold it together really solid and put together like the necessary drives in the back end to really finish the game.
What's been the biggest shift for you coming up from FCS to FBS in terms of competition and the challenges that might create for you? And how do you think you've held up? What's, I guess, the biggest difference you feel?
The biggest difference, I would say, would probably be just the general speed and strength and maybe just the defensive schemes that go on. But really just practicing with my defense just here at Oregon through the spring ball and fall camp. I feel like I've seen pretty much the best that I'm gonna see, and I'm really thankful for those guys to have them to give me great looks every day, and I feel prepared going into any game because of them.
Last year, Oregon allowed, I think, for the season low nationally 5 sacks. This year, 1, and I think PFF has you as the best pass blocking group nationally. You guys take pride in continuing that tradition of protecting Bo, and I guess how much of a role does he have in just kind of making sure he avoids those plays?
And absolutely. As an O-line, we set a standard, and we plan to continue that throughout the whole season. It's good to see those stats, but that's just our standard, so we're just going to keep going with it for sure. And Bo's been great, and he's a guy you definitely want to protect. You know, we love Bo, and we want to keep him upright.
Do you guys track at all how many times he's just even touched in a game?
No, we just focus on our jobs, and he's a playmaker back there too, and he has great pocket awareness and movement whatsoever. So no, we don't count. We just try to do our jobs best and hope the play goes as best it can.
This matchup this week with their guys and the aggressiveness and how they come and some exotic stuff, some of the pressures, all of that. What kind of a pressure does that put on the line and you guys? What kind of that challenge, I guess, are you excited to go against that?
What's it call it? That's a great question. Like I said, really it's just sticking to our standard of play. So every week is the greatest new challenge, I'd say. Specifically, I'm really excited to play this team. But yeah, as long as we stay true to our standard, I don't think there's going to be much pressure on us. It's just because we have to put that pressure on us. You know what I'm saying?
Did you grow up watching much of Dion, or is he, I don't know age-wise, if I'm aging myself, because I grew up watching him. He was a really great player. Do you have memories at all of him as a player?
No, yeah, no, I know about the high step and all that, yeah, for sure. Flashy dude, for sure. All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have you seen something similar to what Colorado's doing in terms of the turnaround in the last year?
I would say, Tulane. Tulane, I think they were pretty low the year before, and the last year they had a great year, I would say, as far as like turnaround teams.
But I imagine it's impressive to you guys just how good. I mean, the game last year with Colorado wasn't competitive. Most of their games weren't. This year, 3-0 as a ranked team.
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing to see that turnaround, for sure.
Coach, you talking about play the game, not the occasion. What does that mean to you? How would you describe what's the right way to go about things for you guys?
Just don't make the moment bigger than what it is. It's another football game, and we're gonna attack our prep like we've done in the past. We're not gonna do anything different that we haven't done before. So just stick to our script and what we've been doing, keeping the main thing the main thing.
This might be a very simple question, but watching them last year on film and now watching this year, what's just the biggest difference? What pops out to you in this offense?
I mean, it's a different team. It's a completely different football team. They got a whole lot of new weapons on the field, a lot of playmakers, so you got to account for all that.
There's plenty of offenses with a variety of different schemes. Guys like to take deep shots. Last week they tried. Here they do more than try. You guys do a great job of keeping the lid on the coverage. Something has to give this week. What's it about this matchup, what they do to throw the ball deep that makes them unique as a challenge?
They believe in their skill players. Even I've noticed on film, even if they're covered up, they're still throwing the ball to their skill players because they believe their players are playmakers. So that's about it, pretty much.
What is it about Horn and Weaver, the top 2 receivers, outside of how
I think they're great receivers, fast guys. They run nice, crisp routes. So.
When you look at this matchup, what are you most excited for kind of on the field to see? You talked about them being just playmakers. Like, what are you most excited to kind of prove when you go up against a team right now that there's a lot of hype around them?
I'm excited to play them because they have a lot of great wide receivers, and they're going to test our defense, test our secondary. And last year we didn't have the best secondary, and this year we started off pretty good. So I think it's gonna be a great competition for us, a great matchup. I look forward to that.
What do you feel like the improvements have been for this year? Because like you said, you feel like you played better. It's shown up in games. What do you feel like the improvements been?
It's been tighter coverage. We've communicated better. We understand what we're doing in our defense. It's year 2 in the defense. Like I said, we're playing faster. We got a lot of new additions like Kyrie Jackson and Tysheen Johnson in the back end. So it's been a great help.
I wonder just how the chemistry has come along in the secondary with so many new faces. Performed pretty well. Do you feel like that's come along maybe quicker than expected, or how would you, assess that?
We do a lot of walkthroughs, we do a lot of practices, and we do a lot of film. We talk to each other a lot. We have great connection with each other. We understand how each other play and how we're gonna communicate on the field, and that's just pretty much what's been the tale of going from January up to now.
Coach talked about the penalties. Now you haven't committed any, but what has been addressed by way of accountabilities and those things to you guys as players, and what can you do to help the defense avoid some of the penalties that have been happening?
We got to be a smart football team, man. Just understanding, at times when you need to pull off of the quarterback when the ball's released, not hitting the quarterback and getting that unnecessary roughness. Limit some of those pass interference calls, and just play clean football. So it starts at practice. So we play clean football at practice. It'll translate to the game.
Does this game have a particular meaning to you? I mean, go back 2 years ago, that's when the injury happened, I believe. Go back to last year, there was a big play, but a little bit of confusion in the secondary. Does this have any particular meaning to you or not?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
As someone who's played with Popo before and you couldn't play with this year, just what's his impact been this season? Just your view from your spot.
He's a hell of a player, and the last couple of games we're getting sacks, and we're a better football team when he's on the field. So I'm glad to have him on the team, and I'm glad he's healthy and playing that great football player that we expect him to play.
Shaduro's really good at keeping plays alive, especially for you as a safety. What challenges and stress does that put on you when you have a quarterback who can keep a play going for so long and still find players down the field?
You just got to make sure you pass the receivers. Don't get lost in the fact that you think he might have gotten tackled or the receiver route might have been done, but the quarterback keeps the play alive, so receivers scramble. So you got to make sure you pass the receivers. That's the biggest thing, and we do it a lot of practice. So
thanks.
thank you guys. Have a good one.